number GTA 98000 ERFP 0612025. GovHub and Orchard Support, Maintenance, and Professional Services. Here we go. Okay, here we have our agenda. We will have welcoming remarks and introductions, the conference objective and rules, an overview and background. We'll go over some of the solicitation highlights. We'll do a brief overview of the Jagger system. We'll go over a few things that you should remember when bidding, the schedule of events, and then we'll get into our questions and answers segment. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bridget Jones. I'm a procurement officer here with GTA, and I'm going to let Jasmine introduce herself at this time.
Hey everyone, my name is Jasmine Ipps. I am the unit director for GovHub in particular. I also help guide the product roadmap for Orchard, and those are the two products we'll be talking about supporting and providing services for today. I work with the Digital Services and Solutions team here at the Georgia Technology Authority. I think real quick housekeeping, can everyone see the presentation? I know I had to click on it, like it was a PowerPoint that kind of like was almost like one of the participant boxes over to the side that I had to click on.
Yes, I did too. I don't know why it came up like that. I saw that.
Yeah,
I
it was
had to click
weird.
on it.
Yeah, so if you see that, if you're like seeing everybody's faces, but then also maybe just like a black box with PowerPoint, the PowerPoint presentation file name in it, click on that and that should bring up the PowerPoint. Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Jasmine.
But it is being recorded, so you can see it later.
Great.
See
Thank
the
you,
slides
Jasmine.
later. All right.
Thank you. Okay, first we want to go over the conference objectives. So this conference is to provide you with an overview of the ERFP process, as well as help you understand the purpose of this procurement. Um, I will do a brief demonstration of the Jagger sourcing tool. And during this conference, you will also have an opportunity to ask questions. We have a few rules and guidelines that you must adhere to. Most importantly, do not speak to anyone, any staff member regarding this solicitation other than myself as the issuing officer. Any questions that you have regarding this solicitation should be directed to me. We will attempt to answer all questions asked during this conference, but some responses may have to be deferred to the Q&A board if we're unable to answer today. Also, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. Include your name and your company name with your email along with your question. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jasmine, who will go over
Maintenance services as well as professional services, like guiding or assisting in guiding the product roadmap for our GovHub product and our Orchard product. GovHub is a Drupal-powered multi-site web publishing platform that we offer to around 90 state agencies. This platform allows agencies to just produce content, publish content to their websites without having to maintain the code, the accessibility, compliance, the usability, and the security. That's where we come in. So this procurement process is to seek a team to augment our development team and provide some critical services for those products. So first I'll go over the support and maintenance related mandatory services that we're looking for, and then I'll go over the product, the professional services that we're looking for. So they're split into those two categories, and you'll see why in a moment. So for support and maintenance, we want to understand your ability to provide basic and critical maintenance tasks. So updating core and core updates to Drupal, as well as custom and contrib module updates to Drupal. No package manager updates, site configuration changes, troubleshooting existing functionality, and non-security related updates and patches. So just your knowledge of being able to provide services in that maintenance effort for the products. Security updates. So every now and again, we'll get security related updates that we need to address for Drupal as well as Storybook. So to back up a little bit, Orchard, the product that is the design system that we offer to the state, that is powered by Storybook. So that is where the NPM package updates come in. That product, we definitely want to make sure that we're on the edge of that technology as well, so that we don't incur any security issues or vulnerabilities. So just demonstrate your ability to provide security support for Drupal as well as Storybook. Defect resolution. So sometimes bugs and things may arise in production, and we just want to understand your ability to address those defects as they arise. So that could be anything from accessibility bugs, front-end usability issues that we may introduce into production, as well as back-end. So back-end in terms of the agency's ability to create content in Drupal, or the back-end functionality required to maintain the Storybook Orchard design system. So just how you go about resolving bugs. Emergency and overnight code releases. So we work on a 2-week sprint schedule, during which time we iteratively develop on both of those products and have releases to a couple of environments. One being our production environment that is customer facing. So we do that in non-peak hours overnight. And so we just want to be sure that you are able to accommodate our overnight code releases. And on occasion, very, very, very rare occasion, we have emergency code releases, but that is when maybe something has taken our sites down and access is denied for our content editor, something like that, where it constitutes an emergency release. So just your ability to conduct those releases and how what your plan is to address them. All right. Again, documentation is very important to us. We have a very robust documentation system in Confluence. So we just want to learn about your approach to documenting any solutions that you come up with for your customers, how you maintain that documentation, and just the level of detail and basically the level of detail that you provide in your documentation. So we want to hear about your examples that you have with other customers. Automated test coverage. We are expanding our test coverage using Playwright automated testing. And so we want you to be able to help maintain that automated test suite. So create new test cases, expand on existing test cases, work to discover gaps and things like that with our test coverage using Playwright. So we want to hear about that experience. Distribution of hours. So this is just basically how you go about approaching all of this, your maintenance and support for your customers, how you distribute hours across maintenance, security tasks, bug features, like how do you go about prioritizing the distribution of resources. So that's what that one's for. Process. So again, just talk to us about your process for managing a software development team, how you go about participating in agile ceremonies like backlog refinement, sprint planning, demos, retrospectives, and things like that. Tools. So here's a handful of tools that we use. Bitbucket, Jira, and Confluence are all Atlassian tools that we use and Confluence with each other. No pun intended. Slack we use for asynchronous development, or excuse me, collaboration. Tugboat we use for just speeding up our agile iterative development process, the QA process. And Circle CI, DDev, and Acquia development tools all relate to our pipeline, our CI/CD pipeline. So just what your familiarity is with these tools or similar, that we would like to hear about that experience. All right, so now we're getting into the professional services. So these are more so the services we talked about before about supporting and maintaining existing infrastructure and what that would look like. So now we're talking about scaling those products and things that we have yet to explore or want to explore in some cases that we would like to work on with you all and want to hear about your experience and being able to support those initiatives. So again, feature and best practice consulting really would allow us to see what's your approach to helping develop those business cases for feature development, developing the use cases, and understanding where we would like to understand how you can help our team bridge our business goals with the technology with Drupal and Storybook. So just your consulting in that regard. Technical strategy and approach, again, what will be the strategy and approach from a technical approach. Drupal security knowledge, we want to ensure that whoever we work with has knowledge of Drupal specifically. This is our team's flagship product, and we, would like to work with a team who has in-depth and very deep rooted knowledge with Drupal and the best practices of making sure that it is secure. Centralized user management module. This is something that our team would like to develop. We use Auth0 to manage our Drupal content editors, but we would like for there to be some sort of module that our team can use so where they don't have to log into Auth0 in order to manage it. So coming up with some sort of solution to centralize our user management in that way. So something that you'll see more details about that effort in Jagger, but this is kind of like an overview of what we're hoping to build out with the resources that we gain from this RFP. Email notification feature. Again, we would also like someone who can help us scale and maintain a email notification feature that we're developing for GovHub that will send email notifications to our content editors in different business scenarios based on their roles within the organization or within GovHub itself. There's different roles that we have that we issue to content editors. So the business rules may differ. So we're looking for someone who can help us with scaling and maintaining that feature. Looking for someone who has experience with some third-party tool integrations that are pretty important to GovHub, and that would include Siteimprove and Acquia Cloud Next. Acquia is our hosting partner at the moment, and we have to move our infrastructure to their latest cloud product, Acquia Cloud Next. So we need someone who can help with those two product integrations. We are also planning, if you're familiar with Drupal, we have to keep on upgrading Drupal core to the latest versions for security support. So we are planning to upgrade from Drupal 10 to Drupal 11. So we would like, a team to help lead that effort. Website migration. So on some occasions, we get approached by agencies, or we will seek additional agency partners to come on to GovHub, and in that case, we would oftentimes need to migrate their existing website, either from a older version of Drupal to our latest version of Drupal on GovHub, or from some other technology, whether it be Vignette is what we went from back in the day to Drupal, or like maybe even WordPress, like just some other technology, we would have to migrate their content to Drupal. So someone who could help in the, I won't say rare occasion, but it's not like a huge part of what we do on a regular basis. But we need, in the event that we do have a new customer come on, we need someone who can help migrate their website and who has experience with that. Develop Storybook components. So again, the Orchard design system is powered by Storybook. And so we want to just continue to build out components for that design system. So these will be new components, and that's where, this isn't necessarily support. This is, being able to develop new components and features for the design system. UI UX design services. So again, this is something we would like for a respondent to be able to provide, is if we need to tweak our design system in any way, add components that don't have designs and things like that, we would need someone who can help in that effort, or or be able to work comfortably, specifically in Figma. And that resource should possess pretty strong knowledge of UI UX best practices in design as well. And for the process, again, this is lending to your ability to conduct agile product development and what that process looks like. So how you go about participating in refinement sessions, that whole architectural design process. Just let us know how you go about approaching that process. And some optional services or some optional requirements we have here is we would like to know about your Drupal contributions. Our team has personally contributed modules back to the Drupal community, and so we really think that's important. Our whole philosophy of working on open source technologies depends on Drupal contributions. So it is important for us to see if your agency has contributed to Drupal in some way. Multi-site experience on Acquia specifically. If you have multi-site experience, that's awesome, but we would love to know if you have multi-site experience specifically on Acquia's hosting platform. And certified accessibility experts is definitely a plus. We lead all of our feature development decisions, our UI UX development decisions with accessibility. It is a strong pillar of our product offering, is so that state agencies don't have to worry about whether or not they are compliant, which now is a requirement for state agencies' digital assets to be have accessibility compliance. So these are just some additional services we look for. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions?
The questions come at the end.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
All right. Thank you, Jasmine. Right now, we're going to move right along, just go over a few solicitation highlights, some of the requirements for this ERFP, which will be the prerequisites, which are certifying statements and downloads, where you may have to complete a form and then sign it. We'll go over some mandatory questions that require a yes or no answer, the mandatory scored questions, some are narrative answers, and the additional scored questions. And when we go into the slight demo of Jagger, I will show you where all these items are located. So you know right where you have to go and what you're looking for. Also, in our attachment A, which is the ERFP document, is the insurance requirements. Be sure to review those. We also have an attachment R, which is the master service agreement. It's important that you read through that thoroughly, and you can make exceptions and submit that, upload that to the system. Also wanted to mention the scores and awards. Uh, all the responses that we receive timely will go through an initial administrative review, and then they will be evaluated by evaluation committee, and then it will receive a technical score. For more information regarding the scores and award, you can see section 6 in the ERFP document, and that will give you all the details in reference to the evaluation and how we go about our process. Now we're going to do just a quick overview of the Jagger system. I'm just going to show you, like I mentioned earlier, where you can find the items. I'm showing this to you from my perspective, so it may look a little different for you when you go into the system. So I am going to share this screen here with you all. Someone let me know if you can see my screen.
You can see it.
Excellent. So you will notice, even when you go into Jagger, that you will have a group of items to the left. So we're going to start off with the prerequisites. You'll have this exact same thing, which will show prerequisites. This is very important. This is where I mentioned that you will have your certified statements, and you will also have to download, complete, and sign these items that are located here. So do not overlook that. Go in, do your certified statements, and also download and then upload your attachments back. I'm going to the next section, which is the buyer attachments. Here you will find all the attachments that are listed in Section 7 of the ERFP document, which is right here, which is attachment A. You'll have your special terms and definitions, your mandatory response worksheet, additional response worksheet, your reference form, instructions to Jagger. If you're not sure exactly what to do, we have your instructions here. Contractor affidavit, subcontractor affidavit, sample trade secrets. Go to the next page, and here you will find all of the attachments that are listed in the ERFP document. Then that next tab, supplier attachments. This is where you will go to upload your documents that you have downloaded, completed, and signed. You will upload them back into this area, supplier attachments. Then we get to the questions. This is just giving you a breakdown of all the questions. You can see there are 79 questions that you must answer. So we're going to start with the supplier general information. You will go in and you will complete this whole section. Some things may require they are multiple choice, single text, but you must complete everything in the supplier general information. Going to the mandatory questions. Also, many of the answers are yes or no. Some of them may require you to upload a file, and when there is a file upload, you must upload that file. So go through each question, yes, no, upload your file. That is the mandatory questions. Then we have the mandatory scored questions. I'm going to click on that. Here's where you have your narrative answers. There is an area for you to upload your file upload. So again, be sure to see attachment C, which will give you a little bit more details on these questions. And then you answer your questions within the system and file upload. And then we also have our additional scored questions. So this is kind of just a quick overview of the system, what it looks like when you get in. You'll have the list of sections on your left, and just make sure you click through each one. And as you notice, they're like green checks. As you complete your sections and you have done everything that's necessary, you'll see a green check come up. So look for that green check. And I think that is all I want to go over here in the Jagger system. And let's see if I can get back to the presentation. Let's see. I'll get back to my presentation. Incoming. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get to where we are here. Took me back to the first slide. We are almost finished. Okay. So if while you're in the system you have any technical issues, you just can reach out to the procurement help desk at 404-657-6000 or their email procurementhelp@doas.ga.gov. That's if you're having any technical problems getting into the system or while you're trying to upload your documents, you just reach out to this information. And go over a few quick things to remember when bidding. One is you must be registered within the Team Georgia Marketplace to place the bid. It's best if you submit your bid responses early. This way, if you do have technical problems, you're submitting them early enough that they can be resolved before the bid closes. You want to save your progress often while you're doing your submission. You must read and acknowledge to certify all items in the prerequisite section, which I showed you that. There are various documents that you have to upload with narrative responses. Be sure to upload all files that require signature and narratives into the supplier attachment section. And I showed you where that was just a moment ago. And bids can be revised and resubmitted all or withdrawn all the way up to the date of closing. And here is the schedule of events. This solicitation was posted on October 16th. Today is October 22nd. We're having our bidders conference. The final day to submit your written questions to GTA is on the 29th of this month by 4 p.m. The answers will be posted to the Q&A board for all the questions that were asked on November 8th by 5 p.m. And most important is your bid response is due to GTA, uploaded into the system by November. Bid early. You know, you don't want to wait till the 15th to start submitting your bid. You want to make sure you started a little bit early. So if you have any technical issues, you can get the assistance that you need so that your response is in by 4 p.m. on the 15th. And then the anticipated award date, it'll be posted in Jagger once all the administrative review, evaluations, and selections are made. It will then be posted into your Jagger sourcing system. And now we are at the questions, Jasmine. Anybody have any questions for Miss Jasmine or myself at this time? Just as being that it's not so many, we can just go ahead and turn on your mic and ask your question.
Hi, good morning. This is Alicia Rogers from Forum One Communications. Thank you so much for an informative pre-bidders conference. This is my first time bidding with you all. And so just a quick clarification question. Is Team Georgia Marketplace and Jagger one and the same, or like do two registrations need to happen for both systems, or would one cover both?
Right. Once you register within the Team Georgia Marketplace, it will send you over to Jagger. So you register in the Team Georgia Marketplace, you find the solicitation, and then once you click on the solicitation, it will take you into the Jagger.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I think we received some of the documents through RFP Mart, so we'll just want to make sure, I guess, everything got crossed over appropriately.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, I have a question for Jasmine.
Yes.
So I was trying to track what all the new things are that you're looking for. So what I have, and tell me if this is comprehensive, is Playwright for testing, centralized user management, email notifications, Cloud Next, and upgrading 10 to 11. Does that pretty much cover it?
Yes. Yep. That covers all the new features. Yep.
Awesome. And then for design needs, I think pretty much just talked about any design stuff within Orchard. Do you expect anything outside of that, like when new agencies are joining, doing any work with them, or like maybe new agency stuff leads to new features in Orchard? What do you expect?
So for the UX, it's more so expanding on our existing design system. So not necessarily coming up with new designs or doing a whole new design discovery or anything like that, but just taking our existing Figma and expanding on that if we develop new features that call for a specific design, and we want to make sure that we account for the usability and things like that. So if we develop a feature and we need to come up with a new interface and we don't necessarily have the components built with our design system already, or something that's already in GovHub, then we'll just need someone who's comfortable enough to take our existing designs, expand on them, and create an interface that matches our existing branding and things like that. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Okay.
Got one more question. Y'all's
Okay.
existing platform is actually quite beautiful. Is there anything that's not working about it today that you are hoping to improve with this new procurement?
I wouldn't say there's some things that aren't working. I think that we have the opportunity to, like I mentioned, expand on the components that are offered through Orchard right now. As far as GovHub, we always want to ensure that we're staying up with the latest accessibility compliance. So if there's areas in our existing design that aren't addressing those needs, we definitely want to explore those. Yeah, we literally just went through a redesign. That's why it looks so good right now. and so we're not looking to do any more redesigns. But like I said, there may still be opportunities to build more components, introduce new content types or variations of existing content types that don't have a design for them, like that are not already in our documented design Figma file, like taking existing principles that we have and expanding them through new feature development and through new component development in the Orchard design system.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
Okay, okay, no problem. Any other questions? Okay. Great questions.
Okay, so if we have no more questions, just a reminder that this is being recorded and it will be uploaded into the event. It takes a couple of days for the recording to be uploaded, but it will be there. So last chance, no more questions?
I mean, I'll ask.
And just so go ahead.
This rarely gets answered, but I'll ask anyway if you all have any budget guidelines for what you're looking for.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I just will say the slides were basically words. So there was, even if you didn't see the slides, but you were able to hear me and Bridget speak, that was helpful. But if you need the Jagger walkthrough, because we did show the interface there, that will be good for the recording.
Great, thank you.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for attending.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.